This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fantasizers podcast, the Offseason, episode 1.
We got a new thing going here.
We do. Super Bowl happened. It was all good things. And now we're moving on. We don't stop. We're kind of just, I don't even know how to explain it. We're just like parasites. We always find, something new to kind of latch on to.
Can't stop, won't stop.
That's right.
Parasites, yeah.
I don't know, something. With me, as always, I have my handsome co-host, Christopher Michael.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it. And getting more handsome every day.
That's right.
Man, Ed. So, 23-20. Good game.
Close.
It was a really good game. I know that there was some controversial, I guess, calls that I know that some of us here on the show weren't happy about. Obviously going for Cincinnati, right? But I thought it was a well played game for the most part. I thought the officials, I didn't think that they played any part in that win for the Rams, but I think that some people might have other feelings on that. Am I right?
I mean, yes, but not from me. I agree with you. I thought I actually personally was impressed with the officiating for the whole game. I thought that where there was a missed call for one team, there was a missed call for another, and it was made up, and then you move on, right?
Yeah. No, I agree. Cooper Kupp, guy's unbelievable. I said it earlier in the season. How can nobody defend this guy? Why are we not throwing guys all over him and making somebody else beat you? And it just seems like even if you do double him, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Right. He gets open and Stafford finds him. Unbelievable. You know what ticked me off, Josh? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what ticked me off.
Yeah, you tell me.
I had Odell Beckham at 63.5 plus yards, and he goes down with 52 yards in the second quarter.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. That was that was too bad. It's, I believe, I didn't really follow up with it, but it was feared that he tore his ACL. I'm not sure. It is okay. I see Guru nodding his head. So he tore his ACL. That's too bad, because he looked like he was gonna have a really good game actually, and only the smartest people put him down as a first touchdown scorer like myself and you.
Yep.
Pitching, but yeah, no, it was too bad. I didn't want to see that. I got really nervous when Joe Burrow went down too. I didn't want to see that at all. The Super Bowl is made for the big time players. You want to see them. So congrats to him on a win, but he's got a long road to recovery.
Yeah, how about Burrow? It we kind of talked a little bit about it. I know Goatee mentioned something along the lines of Darnold being possible MVP, going to be, if the Rams win this, he's going to have the sack that ends the game, right? That sort of thing, right? Of course.
You mean Donald?
Goatee? Would you like Darnold? I'm sorry, what did I say? Donald?
Donald.
Donald. Yes.
Did I say Darnold?
You said Darnold, yeah.
That's fine.
I don't know what I'm saying. But Goatee, yeah, I mean, good call, right? Good call. And,
it's that game, and you kind of mentioned it earlier. I said, and you said that, we've had some issues with the officiating on this show. I thought the game was well officiated for the entire game. The play on Jalen Ramsey, yes, I agree that was a missed call, but where the ref was, there was not really a way to see that. The play, the call on, I think it was Jermaine Pratt down by like the 4-yard line was awful. The one in the corner of the end zone, I'll give you that one. But
it was on Logan Wilson.
But it set up, was it Logan Wilson? Okay. But it set up exactly what you would want if you were writing a storybook ending to that Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford throws the game-winning touchdown pass, and then Aaron Donald gets it wasn't a sack because Burrow threw the ball, but essentially a sack on the last play of the game. So it, like I said, it just completely set up to be too storybook, and that seems to happen more and more recently. I don't know. I know Vegas has a say because it's money, and money makes everything go, but it just seemed too picture perfect. You know what I mean?
I will say too, on that same play that Logan Wilson got flagged for the pass interference, which in my opinion should not have been called. There was 2 false starts as well that were not called. If you look, I mean, if you follow me on Twitter, I posted that on there. You can see it. Two players were they committed false start, did not get called, and there was a pass interference call that should not have been called. So to that extent, whether that's a makeup call or not, I don't think you can do a makeup call when one play defines a game.
Exactly. And the other thing is, in the Super Bowl, it's common knowledge between the players that things don't get called quite as often in the Super Bowl. I can tell you just from past experience of watching my own team in the Super Bowl, and I know I'm biased on that, but there are videos galore if you want to go watch Nick Bosa get held on every single play against the Kansas City Chiefs, and not a single holding call was called in that game. So, and that's just one example. There's other teams that have experienced the same thing, but it's well known. And if they don't call it the whole game, they don't call it the whole game. That's fine. I'm okay with that, but keep it consistent. You know, there was, if you can go back, watch that game and see the Rams holding on multiple plays on Jamar Chase. Nothing was called. But in the key moment where it would have been 4th down, had they not thrown the flag, they throw a flag for a hand on the hip that did not turn the receiver. And also the ball was thrown behind the receiver. It was not a good throw. It was thrown at the linebacker. So it turned the tide and gave them another chance. It gave them a fresh set of downs when it would have been 4th down and the game was on the line. So I didn't like it.
If we're going in that route and they're doing it for money and they're doing it for viewers and all that, then I'm going back to that missed one on Ramsey, because that touchdown set up the comeback for the Bengals and all that as well, to keep fans interested, to keep it all this, entertainment purposes going on and money as well. So
I agree with you.
I don't buy into that narrative. I mean,
I agree. It was a missed call.
Sports happen in a way to where big players make big plays. And yeah, I agree that some things, especially Vegas, money does drive everything, but and that we see it in every sport. Derek Jeter gets a walk-off base hit, to end Yankee Stadium and all that. That stuff happens. It is storybook, and that's what's the beauty in sports. And so I think it happens because big players make big plays.
T. Higgins play, I agree with you. It should have been called. However, if you watch where the referee is on that play, or the linesman, there's no way for him to see that. He's completely behind the play as the players are going up. I don't think he could even see what happened there. I'm not saying that he intentionally missed the call or anything. He may have, maybe he did, but I can definitely see where he couldn't have a view of what happened. He wasn't in position for that.
That's right. You can say that with the call on the end zone. I mean, you can say it anywhere you want. But
no, because
personally, I don't buy into that narrative. I think, I think you would have been able to say the exact same thing had the Bengals won. You could have said the same thing. Oh, there were missed calls that nobody called on the Bengals. So I think that happens with every Super Bowl winner and loser. That always happens, and that's just that's what happens with sports. You're rooting for a team, and you want them to
But
win,
that's-
and you don't like missed calls, and that
And
happens.
it doesn't even matter with who you're rooting for, right? Because last year I was rooting for the Chiefs, and I actually thought that game was really well called. The Chiefs and the Bucks game. I thought that was a pretty well called game. But the one thing that just it puts it under a microscope when it happens in a situation that literally turns the tide on one play. One play, if that doesn't get called there, it's 4th down, and their whole season's on the line at that point. You give them a whole new set of downs on a, and maybe by the way that the rule's written, maybe like you could say that was defensive holding. But there was 2 reasons why I don't think it was defensive holding. One, it was within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, and 2, he had his hand on his hip. It's not like you have a corner. Every single play has a hand on the guy's hip. Every single play,
Well,
and
I
they
think,
don't call it.
I think again, it's angles. So who knows what angle the ref had on it. But I think going back to Christopher Michael's point, how amazing is it that Cooper Kupp, right? At the end of the game, everybody knows where Matthew Stafford's going. He's doubled. And again, not the best throw by Matt Stafford, but Cooper Kupp pulls it in for the game winner. I mean, they
Yeah,
didn't even
sure.
think about running any other play than the route to Cooper Kupp. I mean, that was it. That was the play call. However many
actually
times
don't
they
remember
needed to
both.
do it, that's how many times they were going to do it.
I actually think that the
know.
play call of the game came on Cooper Kupp's first touchdown. The little corner route that he ran to the back of the end zone. That was a perfect play call against why I don't know why the Rams went man coverage with one safety up over the top. It was literally cover one man. It was terrible decision why you would run that down that close to the end zone. But regardless, they did it, and the Rams made a
Bengals.
great play against it. They called exactly. I don't know if that
The
was
Bengals,
I don't know if that was a pre-snap read by Stafford that he, hot routed Cooper Kupp to that, or if that was just right out of the huddle. That's what they called. But that was a really, really big play and well designed.
I think this, if Beckham doesn't go down in that game, I think he is the MVP. That guy was on a roll, right? And he only got targeted 3 times, and he had 52 yards and a touchdown. And it was a whole different offense when he went down. You noticed, it was kind of like a shock to everybody.
Yeah, and
I'm completely
and I
convinced
do
that Cooper
think-
Kupp was not in the game plan.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree with that.
I do
So-
think if he does not go down as well, then Van Jefferson steps in too
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
and has a bigger day.
anyone that was benefiting from Cooper Kupp being doubled. I mean, that was the takeaway
Oh.
that I was getting on that
Mhm.
before Odell went down. But I was a little disappointed with you guys, if I'm being honest. I sent out a tweet earlier with my hot take that Cooper Kupp was going to throw a touchdown pass, and sure enough, they rolled him out, and he threw a terrible pass to a wide open Matt Stafford.
That was awful.
That was.
Hey,
Now,
that
And
I
you
was
know what?
only one round of the playoffs off of a non-quarterback.
you know what's funny too
touchdown,
is
too.
is
With-
on that play, and this is something that has kind of plagued Sean McVay throughout his head coaching career. Sean McVay pulls out some trick plays at awful times. Awful times. I mean, literally, what was it? It was 4th and 2, right? I think it was 4th and 2, maybe 4th and 1 even. And first of all, Cooper Kupp should have held onto that ball and just ran for it. He had it if he just
Yeah,
ran.
absolutely.
But it's 4th and 2, and the Bengals, they're going to try to stuff the inside. That's what they've been doing the whole time. They bring in DJ Reader and they just try to stuff the center, right between the A gaps. Well, guess what? That's not the time for a trick play there. If anything, run your jet sweep that you do all the time, Sean McVay, and hand the ball to Cooper Kupp, because I promise you the Bengals are not thinking a sweep to the edge on that. So you bring him in motion and just run the action of just a dive play on it. And I guarantee you Cooper Kupp gets 7-8 yards at least.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
All right, I have a question. Maybe we can do this after break. Does this put Sean McVay as an elite coach, or is this he still needs to prove since he basically bought and traded for every single player on that team?
Oh, we can talk about that after break. For sure. We can talk about that.
The latter.
Well, I'll tell you what we do got to do. We got to run. We got to talk about our playoff pick'em.
That's right.
Right. And we're gonna do this really quick here, because I don't want to hear it. Myself, Josh, Brandon, Lee, and Goatee Guru were all 9-4 going into this. Hollywood was totally out of it at 8-5, and so he was done.
Are you sure?
I was, yeah, it's very sure. Myself,
I was only
Brandon
one
Lee.
back of all of you guys going in the last game, and I got it right.
You did, but so did somebody who had a better record than you. So, do you mind? Do you?
Just saying, I should be tied with you guys. Math.
Yeah, you took second. Myself, Josh, or excuse me, Brandon Lee and Goatee Guru, not Josh. We all went with Cincy. One person, and that would be our host, went with the Rams. And so he is our playoff champion. Congratulations.
Congratulations. I
Won
just want to
something
say
this
I
year.
was the only person that had a team in the playoffs and had to pick with my heart.
It's
You
really
guys would have been right in the same position if not.
It's really
That's
tough.
true.
I did pick with my heart. I took the Bengals every week.
So it's really tough being this handsome, but it's also just as tough, and if not a little harder, being this smart.
It's tough, isn't it?
Hollywood, great. It was a great pick, man. It was too bad about last week, but I'd like to thank my fans. I'd like to thank Party Pete. I'd like to thank God. And also
Where's the exit button?
I don't know, my local Little Caesars, because I'm gonna order from them tonight. So thank you. God bless you. God bless America, and get home safely.
And with that ridiculous speech from our co-host, we are going to go to our first break. And after that, we got some talking points left, and one that Brandon Lee brought up just a second ago. But we also want to talk about what can make the NFL a little better. Just after this.
Good.